Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, CurioCity. I'm Curio, and this is the place where we enjoy games and learn useless facts so we can own at trivia night. The exciting Sims 4 news this week is they patched in toddlers with no warning whatsoever. And I was thinking, what goes together better than toddlers and death? So of course the most natural first thing to do is to start a toddler Hunger Games. And here we are. This first video is going to be an introduction to the characters and the challenge house, and then video number 2 will start the gameplay. But before we get started, you might be wondering what I meant when I said useless trivia. We will be receiving 2 pieces of dubiously relevant trivia per video to spice up our knowledge of the game world, or at least give us something to weird our friends out with. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, let's kick off with our first example. Here's the rules. They're easy. We have 4 teams consisting of parent-toddler pairs. All 4 teams will be locked in the challenge house, unable to leave, although since they're in Newcrest, there's nowhere for them to go anyway. Our challenge is divided into 24 sim hour segments. The Sims may do whatever they want, except eat. At the end of 24 hours, all the adults get to eat a meal, except for the adult whose toddler has the lowest needs and worst skill progression of the day. When a parent inevitably dies, their toddler is passed on to the adult who had the closest relationship with the deceased. They now have 2 toddlers to take care of, and the rules don't change. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors and tour the challenge house. For team number 1, we have the DuPont family. Rosalind DuPont. Her aspiration was to become fabulously wealthy until I cheated in about 9 million simoleons while building the challenge house. So we're just going to say that she can never get too rich, and that's still her aspiration. Rosalind is mean. Rosalind is a snob. And Rosalind is neat. Will these traits help or hinder her in the challenge house? Nobody knows. The toddler that Rosalind is bringing into this competition is her beloved Ophelia. Ophelia is a fussy toddler. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the new toddler traits, fussy basically means that she fusses a lot. Ophelia obviously has a great hair person and an incredible fashion advisor. Mira Cheng is a laid-back, artistic new mom with a great sense of fun. Her aspiration is painter extraordinaire, and she is cheerful, childish, and clumsy. Once again, we don't know yet what traits will help or hinder a competitor in this challenge. Mira's little boy that she's bringing into this competition is Tucker. Tucker obviously has a heart of gold, but aside from that, he is wild, which means he runs around, he needs stimulation, he needs to go outside in order to be happy. And I think, if I remember correctly, his movement skills increase faster. Following up the DuPonts and the Chengs, we have the Slater family. Father Jefferson has quite immaculate fashion sense and excellent facial hair. His aspiration is a big happy family. He's got a warm heart in that big chest of his. He is a geek, he is a bookworm, and he is a loner. Perhaps his loner tendencies will keep him from getting saddled with extra toddlers as his competitors fall to the wayside. Jefferson's beloved little girl is named Tilly. Her father perhaps doesn't quite know how to dress her properly, but he loves her dearly nonetheless. And Tilly is clingy. Clingy trait could harm Tilly as she's trying to make it through the rigors of this challenge, but we'll see. We'll see if the loner father and the clingy daughter come out best in the end. And finally, we have the Drumby family. Douglas Drumby is perhaps not the most fit, the most elegant, or the most attractive man in the world, but he has an amiable heart and loves his son dearly. Douglas has an aspiration to become a comedian. I'm not sure he's going to be able to practice that in the challenge house, but perhaps his sense of humor will help him push through the difficulties. Douglas is a slob, Douglas is a goofball, and Douglas is lazy. That might sound like he has all negative traits, but technically, goofball just means that he gets playful more often, which might actually give him an advantage when spending all his time around toddlers. Now, Douglas's beloved son is Dylan Drumby. Oh, this kid cracks me up. He's so cute. Those glasses. My goodness. Dylan is a silly little boy following in his father's footsteps as a would-be comedian. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are our competitors. We'll go through them one more time. We have Team 1, Rosalind and Ophelia. We have Team 2, Mira and Tucker. We have Team 3, Jefferson and Tilly. And we have Team 4, Douglas and Dylan. Pick your favorites, ladies and gentlemen, because this challenge is about to get started. All right, everyone's outside the challenge house. They don't look very ready to go. None of them are standing next to their toddlers except for Rosalind. Maybe she's picked up on the best way to have an elite start. It looks like Douglas and Dylan are at the worst disadvantage with almost the entire group of competitors in between them. Okay, as far as the challenge house goes, I can show you the roof. It has a roof, but please don't judge my appalling roofing skills. When we enter the challenge house, everyone will be locked in. The first room is the toddler's playroom. As you can see, we have every toy that has been created in the toddler patch, as well as a bookshelf, a toy chest, and one of the coveted tablets in the corner. There are, I believe, there's only one tablet in the house, so that is going to be a very high value item. Next to the toddler play area is the feeding area. You will notice that there is one fewer high chair than there are toddlers. This is just for a little bit of added challenge. I mean, it's probably not likely that most of the time they'll be feeding all of their toddlers at once, but if they want to, let's make sure they can't. Through this open doorway for easy toddler access, we have the bedroom. There are 4 beds, enough for each toddler. There's another bookshelf for bedtime stories. There's a dresser and a chair. Moving on through another open doorway into the toddler bathroom. This room has 2 potty seats. This might prove challenging for trying to potty train 4 toddlers at once, but that's what they get. There's also a sink, not sure who's going to be using that, and a bath, because I believe that parents can give their toddlers bubble baths. On the back side of this dividing wall, we have the adult play area. This is full of items meant to distract the parents from doing their jobs. We have entertainment for every interest, from a treadmill to a card game table to the very alluring computer, a bookshelf, and a television. On the other side of this adorable unicorn door, which will be locked at all times, we have the kitchen. There is enough room for 4 Sims to cook and eat in this room. But there will actually never be 4 Sims cooking and eating in this room, because there will always be a loser. So yeah, this room stays locked at all times, except for at the 24-hour feeding time. I'll come in, make sure they get a nice meal like a salad, and that one person stays locked out. You will notice that there is 1 double bed, 1 single bed, and 1 couch. Those are all the sleeping arrangements that we have made for adults in this house. Unless 2 adults get cozy enough to share the double bed, they're gonna have to take turns sleeping. And that's an idea I have to give credit to Kelly K-pop for. She's a YouTuber that did a pretty long-running Hunger Games style challenge in The Sims 3, and she often left not enough beds and then 1 double bed for added drama, and I just think that's the greatest idea. So that's what we're doing. So the adults can access the sleeping area and the bathroom area anytime they want. That's not part of their challenge. Oh, I almost forgot the backyard. Through these double doors, we have a fenced-in backyard area. This is the only permittable outdoor space. We have a slip and slide. We have a sitting area. We have an outdoor playmat for toddlers covered in repeats of all of their toys except the tablet, and a spot for an adult to sit and watch them. We have a painting easel in case Mira, I have to get used to their names, in case Mira wants to indulge some of her artistic sense. And we have a yoga mat. This is the challenge house for the very first Toddler Hunger Games. If this series was popular enough to merit making more quote-unquote seasons of this challenge, I would make different challenge houses and make them more elaborate as I learn what works and what doesn't. Now, I recorded the whole first day of gameplay, but it was way too long to have the intros and that in one video. So I'm gonna save the gameplay to start in part 2. I know it sucks to have a video number 1 that's just kind of introductory content and no actual gameplay, so I am going to push out video 2 right away in just a day or two. As you might have noticed, this is the first video on my channel, and I really appreciate anyone that's taking the time to check it out. I have a lot of fun content planned for the future. This is not just a Sims channel, this is a gameplay of all kinds channel. So I have a blind playthrough of a horror game coming up. I have probably a first look at the upcoming simulation game Urban Empires when it comes out in a few weeks. And obviously more of the Sims Toddler Hunger Games. So if you enjoyed this content today and you'd like to help kick off my channel, I would really appreciate a like, share, or subscribe. If you subscribe, remember to hit the bell button so that you actually get notifications. And I will see you all next time with part 2 of the Toddler Hunger Games.